We'll start out the video with the best part. Get you a little cold start. Shortly after I got my Scat Pack Charger, went and did the muffler delete. So did the mid muffler delete. I kept the resonators. Might be getting rid of those soon, I don't know. But for now, here's a cold start with the mid muffler delete. Just a little something for you. Alright, good afternoon. I'm here to do the show off your ride that FP 2000 put out, and I'm happy to share. Alright, I want to start, I guess I'm going to start with the engine bay. What we have going on here, you see the pieces are custom hydro dipped. Do a slow walk around of that. Alright, so down into the details on it. I learned how to hydro dip watching YouTube videos, and I got the buckets, I got the hydro dip film off of Amazon, and I just went to town. I figured out how to do it and had fun in the process. It was a bit trial and error, but overall I think the finished product looks really good. Next thing I want to talk about is the add-ons I've added inside the engine bay. First and easiest to spot is the Richard Petty's Garage strut tower bar. That's a nice addition. Helps the steering a little stiffer for those that have it, but aesthetically it just makes the engine bay look a whole lot better. Next piece, little catch can right here. I picked this up off Amazon also. I think it was like $45. It's not a name brand one, but it's more of a racing edition catch can. I created a custom bracket for it so that it would fit and get mounted onto the end of the fuse box here on the charger. If you notice, it has this little ended bracket piece, and I just made a little piece here to mount in, and it fits perfect, and it's definitely been an asset to the engine. I emptied every oil change, and there's a lot of oil in it. Next piece, added the Air Raid cold air intake, and it's really just the drop-in filter portion in the box. It actually just mounts directly onto the stock hose, so everything back here is stock, and this is just an additional add-on for the air intake. Last thing I got going on in the engine bay, out here, I've added the Lighting Trends engine bay lights, and also have the Lighting Trends undercarriage lights also. Addition to that, I also have a separate LED light that's white that I mounted up there, and what that does is it glows right through the scoop. It looks awesome. With that one, I have my own little custom on-off switch. Turn it on, boom, lights on, and that's kind of a manual deal. That way I don't get in trouble, leave it on while I'm driving or something. So that's the engine bay. Now we're gonna move on to some of the outside of the car. All right, exterior wise, overall you can kind of tell I'm going with the Winter Soldier theme. So that's kind of been the theme for the whole car, all the way around. Right here, another Amazon purchase is the Winter Digital Camo. I bought it in 5-foot by 3-foot sheets, and what I did was I custom cut it and made my own little template and installed it myself. For Christmas, my daughter got me a Cricut vinyl cutter, so now I can make my own decals. So the decal work you see around the car, the stars, the move over, those things I actually made myself. The Winter Soldier graphics, I made those all myself. So carrying the theme, we got the Winter Digital Camo there. I have the Winter Soldier in black with the red stars on top. I'm gonna do a little walk around. All right, so come around on the side. You can see the red star on the side. That's all Winter Soldier related. Go to carry through down there. Always got to have your your tags for your YouTube and Instagram. Always do that. Carrying theme around the back. I have Winter Soldier written in the top of the trunk, and Winter Soldier's written on my airbag tank. That's from my Airlift Performance system. I'll close the trunk real quick. Carrying the Winter Soldier theme. Back here you see these are the trigger words that turn Bucky into the Winter Soldier. I just thought it looked really cool going down the back of the window, so I thought it was a good placement for it. And the last little bit of Winter Soldier theme on the outside. My last little tag here on the window. The phrase that Bucky said to Cap, and Cap says to Bucky, "I'm with you to the end of the line." Alright, that's exterior. Now for the interior, right now, nothing's changed. Everything's still stock. So my plans for this summer, by the time summer gets here, I got 2 really big shows I'm going to be participating in this year. First one being Carlisle, up in Pennsylvania. My first year I'm going to go to Carlisle. I'll have my Charger, and my wife is bringing the Durango. So you'll see us both up there if you go to that. So for that show and for the summer, by the time summer gets here, the dash plate here and the shifter plate, I'm going to be pulling out. I'm going to hydro dip them in the same digital camo that's in the engine bay, and then I'll get that mounted back in. While I have the shifter plate off, I'm going to be swapping the stock shifter for the Barton Industries cue ball style shifter. I was really torn because I've seen a lot of guys swap out for the Barton pistol grip, and I've only seen a couple of guys running the cue ball style, and I think it's unique. I think it's different, and I'm going that route with it. The other thing I'm going to update while I have the dash torn apart, in here, the gauge clusters. I'm going to be ordering the US Speedo Scat Pack gauge cluster in white and red. So when I'm done, I'll have white and red in the gauge cluster. I'll have white digital camo dash, white digital camo shifter plate, and a black and white shifter knob from Barton. The last little accent for the car on the inside, I will be getting the racing red diamond stitch floor mat system from Diamond Car Mats, and that will complete my interior look. That'll bring a little bit of more color into this dark interior. Alright, so next thing I want to talk about, you can see from the stance that I am on an air ride system. The system that I went with was the Airlift Performance system. So I have the Airlift Performance front struts that have the bags within them. It has the rear bags that replace the springs, and on the back of the car I'm actually running the Coney shocks. And you can tell from the setup it is bottomed out. I can actually get this car to go all the way down and actually sit on the tailpipes, so I have to actually be careful with my settings and not actually drop it all the way, because I literally am watching the tailpipes move if I drop it all the way out. So now that you see it in a hard park, I'm gonna go ahead and do some raising up. Now, a little more about the air ride system. If you noticed, it was rather slow going up and coming down. When I ordered the kit, I ordered with the 1/4 inch lines, which are the more restrictive, so it makes the whole process of going up and down slow. If you're running like the 3/4 inch lines, it's pretty responsive. It jumps up and down pretty quick. But I like the dramatic effect of the lowering and the raising where it's kind of smooth. Also, if you notice when it started, it rose automatically. So basically I have it set where as soon as the car starts, it inflates the bags and keeps me from accidentally trying to drive away and not be raised up when I start the car. So it's really a lifesaver. I've enjoyed the system so far. There's nothing more, I can tell you, there's nothing more awesome than rolling into a car show and then back into your parking spot and just air out. People start looking, you know, look, where's that noise coming from? And then just to watch that car just drop, it's really awesome. It's a very dramatic effect. It's awesome. I love it. So what's in the future? Like I mentioned about in the interior, I'm gonna be doing a lot of interior swaps, you know, changing up the looks of the interior. But immediately, and when I say immediately, like this is the first week of May. Within the first week of May here, I will be swapping out the front grille for the 2019 style grille with the snorkels in it. And I'm adding a little bit of my own flair to it, utilizing some of this camo down here. So look to see some changes in that in the near future if you check my channel out. Speaking of that, please check my channel, Bucky327. I'm trying to get up and going, so any support's appreciated. Alright man, FP2000, appreciate the offer to show off our rides. Do one little quick walk around again. Here we go. Back there. Tell me what your thoughts are, what you think. Any things you like about what I've done. Any things maybe you might think to do different, but all in all, I'm very happy. Yeah, so as I'm walking around, I still notice I did tint the taillights out also. I blacked out all the badges originally, and I am running 30% tint all the way around except the windshield. So that's it. That's Winter Soldier right there. See y'all on the streets.